Once upon a time, in a busy town, there lived a merchant who supported his family by selling salt. He had a wife and two sons. The elder son was very shy and hesitant to speak to others, while the younger son was confident and outgoing. People often considered the elder son foolish because of his reserved nature. Many even took advantage of his innocence, but he never complained. The merchant was frequently frustrated by his elder son's timid behavior. He would scold him harshly, but instead of helping, this only made the boy's self-esteem weaker. As the elder son grew up, his lack of confidence affected his education. During exams, fear would paralyze him, his mind would go blank, and he struggled to write the answers. Eventually, when he became a young man, his father asked him to help in the family business. Afraid of disappointing him, the boy agreed. But his nervousness often led to mistakes, making his father even angrier. One day, while the merchant was away, some cunning men came to the shop. They falsely claimed, "Your father has sent us to take all the salt sacks to the city." The young man hesitated to question them. Unsure of what to do, he simply stood frozen. Taking advantage of this, they carried away all the goods. When his father returned and saw the shop empty, his anger exploded. "You fool! You let them steal everything. You have caused me a great loss. Get out of my sight and never return." The young man was devastated. His father's anger, the townspeople's mocking laughter, and his own helplessness crushed him. Heartbroken, he wandered to the riverbank. Overwhelmed with shame, he thought, "There's no point in living anymore. I will always be a failure." Just as he was about to jump into the river, a passerby saw him and pulled him back to safety. The young man cried, "Why did you save me?" "My life is useless. I cannot do anything right." The passerby looked at him with compassion and said, "Life is given only once. If you are alive, you can overcome failure and find success. But if you give up, you will never know what you are truly capable of." The young man poured out his sorrows. "I am shy and weak. Because of this, my father hates me. I have no education, and people call me a fool. Does someone like me even deserve to live?" The passerby replied, "Listen carefully. Your life is not over. It is just waiting for you to change how you see yourself. I will give you 3 tasks. Complete them, and you will understand what has been holding you back." At first, the young man resisted, but desperate for hope, he agreed. On the first day, the passerby told him, "Go and speak to 10 strangers. Ask them about their life and write down their answers." The young man hesitated, but tried. Some people ignored him, others were rude, but he kept going. By evening, he had spoken to 10 people and even made a few new friends. For the first time, he felt proud of himself. On the second day, the passerby said, "Today you must teach 10 young children about the importance of hygiene." The young man panicked, "But I have no proper education. How can I teach?" The passerby encouraged him. "Those children don't know that you feel uneducated. Just share what you already know." Nervously, the young man stood before the students. His hands trembled, his voice shook, but he began speaking. He explained 5 simple uses of hygiene and then quickly ran away in embarrassment. But when he returned, the passerby smiled and said, "You faced your fear. That is the victory. Try again." This time, the young man spoke with more confidence. By the end of the lesson, he realized he was no longer afraid to speak in front of people. He was amazed at himself. On the third day, the passerby gave him the hardest task: "Go back to your father. Apologize sincerely and promise to prove yourself." The young man was terrified. "No, he will never forgive me. I cannot face him. but the passerby was firm. "If you refuse, I cannot help you anymore." Gathering all his courage, the young man went home. With tears in his eyes, he knelt before his father and said, "Father, I am sorry. I know I have failed you, but give me one more chance. I will prove my worth." The merchant, seeing the change in his son's eyes, forgave him and gave him another chance in the business. When the young man returned, the passerby said, "You have already discovered the secret. Your biggest enemy was never your shyness. It was your fear. People see you as you present yourself. Even if you feel weak, act with confidence, and others will respect you. True strength comes from believing in yourself." The young man bowed with gratitude. "I understand now. I will not let fear control my life anymore." Years later, that same young man became a respected businessman, known for his wisdom, honesty, and confidence. Confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we build. Even the shyest person can grow strong if they choose to believe in themselves. Our biggest limits exist only in our minds. Fear and self-doubt can hold us back, but courage and persistence can change everything. The young man once thought he was destined to fail, but by facing his fears, he transformed his life. Confidence grows when we step beyond our comfort zones. The world sees us the way we choose to present ourselves. Believe in yourself, take small steps forward, and you will discover strength you never knew you had. Vocabulary. List: timid, lacking courage or confidence. Example: the timid child hid behind his mother when strangers visited. Devastated, deeply shocked or saddened. Example: she was devastated when her closest friend moved away. Helplessness, the feeling of being powerless to change a situation. Example: he felt helpless when the car broke down in the middle of nowhere. Cunning, clever in a dishonest or tricky way. Example: the cunning thief distracted the guard before escaping. Persistence, the ability to continue despite challenges. Example: through persistence, she learned to play the violin beautifully. Overwhelmed, overcome with strong emotion or pressure. Example: he was overwhelmed with joy when he received the award. Compassion, concern and kindness toward others suffering. Example: the nurse showed great compassion to her patients. Want more stories like this? Click the video on your screen for another inspiring story. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you felt from this story.